Berlin. Germany's capital is a huge city with a long and rich history. Today, we are going to focus on the locality of Friedrichshain-Kreuzberg, a place historically associated with the working class, squatters, protests, and of course, the infamous May Day. Born out of the rebellious and politically active character of Kreuzberg, May Day has become one of the most known things about this area. Another thing historically associated with this area is its creative community. Berlin is still considered the techno capital of the world, but these days, one can find a creative community here committed to many styles of live music, including neo-soul, spoken word hip-hop,
when I remember memories don't last forever. When I do my mind empty with an open letter, who won't remember me? My satellite mind is see the wheels be cross, be the Lord.
Importantly, there are plenty of opportunities for up-and-coming artists, as well as established ones. This area even played host to Spätival, a free public music festival spanning 5 Spätis in Friedrichshain-Kreuzberg. And despite the incredible number of live music events in this area, some still feel the need to put on concerts in their own apartment.
I know you know, you posted it on Instagram, or you see my messages on your phone, you're giving me the silent treatment, baby, that's also cold, look, just give me something that's vital, I'm messy like no rich.
On top of its impressive music record, this area is also famed for its street art. One place where you can find a lot of it in Friedrichshain-Kreuzberg is Rohrgelände, a government project designed to repurpose a series of old unused warehouses under Warschauer Straße station. One of the few places in Berlin you can go rock climbing, see some street art, and even get a tattoo afterward. There's even a Nike-sponsored skate hall. The Rohrgelände hosts regular flea markets every weekend, selling everything from vintage clothing to vinyl records and even specialist health foods. As such an important hub in the local creative scene, one can expect to find lots of art here. Even outside of the Rohrgelände, street art truly covers the area of Friedrichshain-Kreuzberg. Friedrichshain-Kreuzberg is also the home to one of the most famous pieces of street art in all of Berlin, the Kreuzberg Astronaut. As you can see here, the creative community has played an important role in attracting people to Berlin, and particularly in this area. As can be seen throughout so much of this suburb, businesses in the area are capitalizing on this trend, decorating their shop fronts with street art. Even a menacing skull is right at home by this veggie patch. Further evidence of the gentrification of this area can be seen in the many international fooderies popping up. For example, this Korean fried chicken and this Indian restaurant, as well as other international businesses. And of course, the crowning cliché of gentrification, vegan and health food stores. More nuanced sites of gentrification include these empty children's playgrounds, surrounded on all sides by politically motivated street art. Even the advertising seems directed at the groups of people moving in. Block upon block upon block of huge apartment buildings covered in graffiti, juxtaposed with the posters on the opposite, advertising for Disney on Ice. Lots of new, modern apartments, and even the old ones are getting a facelift. New developments are being proposed all the time, and construction sites like this can be found all through the area. Large-scale, central, high-rise luxury apartment developments like this are becoming more and more common. And as one might notice, the advertising is almost always defaced. But hold on a second. Did you see that? Exclusive residences for slaves. This kind of anti-gentrification sentiment is not at all uncommon in Berlin, especially in the areas of Friedrichshain-Kreuzberg. Just listen to what this local Berliner has to say on the issue.
Suddenly, they were all here. All these fucking students, artists, layabouts, the complete mob called creative class, always and permanently with these small Sackbier Club Mate bottles in their hands.
There exists quite a few reasons for this anti-gentrification sentiment. Take, for example, these two rebel stores, commercializing what was once the rebellious nature of Kreuzberg. Or this streetwear store, even using Kreuzberg as a brand. Many businesses in the Kreuzberg SO36 area even use 36 in their business names or offerings to try and capitalize on its former reputation. This attempt at marketing the identity of a neighborhood can also be seen in Warschauer Straße train station, an area famous for its clubs and street art. This design attempts to portray both and lacks any semblance of authenticity. Along with this theme of inauthenticity, many businesses have started using street art murals as a form of advertising in Friedrichshain-Kreuzberg. Another reason some locals don't support gentrification is that the sudden influx of people seem to generate more waste than before, and it isn't properly taken care of. Even the beloved East Side Gallery, one of Berlin's biggest tourist attractions, isn't safe. As you can see here, a section was removed so that residents could access their new luxury apartments. Here, on the banks of the River Spree in Friedrichshain-Kreuzberg, lies some of the most debated over land in all of Berlin. The relocation of Universal Music's headquarters here was one of the many controversial developments on these banks, guided by the now public urban development company Media Spree. Mercedes-Benz Arena was one of the most prominent elements of the Media Spree urban redevelopment project, quickly gaining an emblematic status in the debates surrounding the project's wider impact on the area of Friedrichshain-Kreuzberg. Whilst out recording in Friedrichshain-Kreuzberg, I found myself lining up for a €1 vintage clothing sale. Upon later reflection, I realised that this experience had been somewhat symbolic of my research on gentrification in Berlin. Crowds flocked there, mostly young, creative class, students, hippies and yuppies, allured by the promise of affordability and opportunity, only to realise that when so many people are seizing the same opportunity, it can get overly competitive. The way gentrification is rapidly progressing in Friedrichshain-Kreuzberg, there are bound to be some that are left out.